Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Muscles and Malpractice, your weekly dose of fitness, health, and everything in between. I'm one of your hosts, Andrew Bustos.
And I'm Dr. Stuart Martin. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, welcome back everybody. We're so glad that you have joined us. You know, hey, Dr. Martin, you've been gone.
You're
I haven't
sounding
seen you.
bro, but hold on. You're sounding like that delicious dish skit from SNL.
Yes.
And we're
How
having
you
a good
doing?
time today. How are we
Dr.
doing,
Martin?
everybody?
How's everybody doing?
It's the summer, bro.
Hey, summer for you, dude. You're over here traveling the world, shooting bikini shots.
Oh, bikini
I don't know if you guys get a
shots.
chance. You guys need to go on Facebook and look up Dr. Stuart Martin. Let's just say the guy should be on the cover of GQ. Let's just say it. Dang.
My
You were
wife,
posing too. You were posing.
No,
Yeah,
so
you were
Katie
posing.
was like legit trying to get me
Make you a gigolo there in
with
Aruba.
Psycho Bunny while we were on our trip.
Yeah, whatever that Psycho Bunny is about to hire you as the male model of the year.
Psycho Bunny, man. I go into a Psycho Bunny store. I'm about to buy all the new apparel. Like, I love them so much.
That'll be a total of $20,000 today, Dr. Martin.
It's not cheap clothes.
Gosh, dude. When you tell me, you were like, hey, man, you need to check out Psycho Bunny. You know, the material, it's great clothing and everything. And I was like, let me look this up real quick. I'm searching it. Oh, it's how much is it? $80 shirt. Yeah. Let me go ahead and get 2 of those, please.
Bro, that sounds like a good parting gift then, I guess. That's
No,
idea.
don't.
Psycho Bunny from Mr.
Psycho Bunny.
Bustos.
My chest won't fit in the shirt, bruh. Yeah. Oh, shoot, dude. Yours did. It looks like, no, barely.
Well, this is my new shirt, bro.
Oh. Well, tell us all about it.
So I was in Aruba for like 8 days. And I got another one in this color myself, but maybe one day we wear matching shirts, bro, because I got you one.
What is that all about?
Yeah, bro. So that is Balashi.
What does that mean? Just
Balashi is
baloney?
the national Aruban beer. And as requested,
hey,
there we go.
Yeah. Is that for me?
That's for you, bro. I got one other one because they do 2 different types of beer. There's the Balashi, which is kind of like the Miller of Aruba, and they do another one called Chill.
Hey, dog, be quiet.
Which is their like kind of lighter beer. What I mainly drank was Chill. But Balashi, I mean, it's a cool logo. It's cool that they have their own national beer. For those unfamiliar with Aruba, it's in the Caribbean, but it's just off the coast north of Venezuela, basically. So off South America. So it's kind of very south on the end of like the Caribbean in general. It is an island, but it is more closely associated with South America probably than any other Caribbean island. I don't know that they would love to necessarily call them. They're not South American. I mean, it's its own country. It's a very interesting place.
What do they speak there?
They speak Spanish.
Spanish.
But what was interesting to me was the Spanish almost had this like,
Gosh, sorry, dude.
It's okay, brother. What's interesting is the Spanish almost had this like tweak on it. Like, so I've known a lot of Brazilian people in my life. I've known a lot of people who spoke like Portuguese, and it kind of had this like this Portuguese. They're not gonna like that. I would say it this way either, but like people that would say like you don't hear Spanish speakers in America go and stuff like that a lot, and that kind of like that accent, that phraseology is seen more in like Italian, Portuguese type Romance languages, not Spanish. So it was kind of interesting to hear the difference in the Spanish dialect, I guess, that you'd hear in Aruba between people.
Was it more like was it
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying is almost like how I think you come from Mexico or you come from Spain, you're going to be able to understand every Aruban speaking Spanish. But it's also going to be, it's just like Americans and English national people, right? Like the English language is the same, but you're kind of like, you're not from here. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's obviously an accent kind of difference in the way things are spoken. But it's definitely Spanish. It was amazing. I will tell you, I thought the insurance policy me and Katie had on this trip was bringing her mother, which was like one of the best parts of it, honestly. Because again, I just think like it was amazing for Sam as an 18-month-old to get to spend so much time with his grandma and her to get that time with him. And that was very special. And also was like something where every night me and Katie got to sleep not worrying about Sam. And I got to spend a lot of time with my mother-in-law, who I love very much and who I know Katie wants to spend time with. Like it was just great, right? It it doesn't change that bringing an 18-month-old on a flight that
Mm,
to go 7 hours in just the flight time
mm,
alone, either direction, is pretty freaking awful, no matter what. And Sam was pretty damn good, actually. I gotta say, like, so that was one thing I would tell you and would recommend against, just as a person, not even as a doctor. Again, also to speak to this too, like I love baby moon ideas. I love that for patients in general. Katie's like 18 weeks pregnant at this time. We had no issues with that. We it was a great experience for her to travel still, and she was fine. I don't know. I mean, even Benadryl, Dramamine. Look, we definitely try to make sure we do those things for our kid to keep him. Yeah, give him some milk. Like we did it all, but like it's just on some level, 18 months is probably about the absolute worst time to take a kid
man.
on a plane. Love Sam to death though. Will 100% cherish all the memories of that experience. Would not recommend or do again.
Nice.
Which is weird because again, it was a great trip,
Mm,
but even Katie was just like, "We are not doing this again." I went like, "We're gonna wait till our kids are older again to do like a big travel trip, probably 3 and 5 or something like that,
mm, mhm.
which will still be fun."
Nope.
Let's just put it that way.
We'll see.
Right?
Well, we'll come back and we'll talk
We'll
about that in a
circle
few. We'll
back
circle back
around it.
around. We'll
Yeah.
talk about those things, Dr. Mark.
Anyway, would recommend the beach. Food was excellent. Uh, Great sunny days. If you love, great water, safe water that's crystal clear, and like, the American contingent there was like half Jersey people though. I will say it's clearly an Eastern Seaboard type destination. So along the Atlantic coast, a lot of people seem to escape to Aruba. It's a little quicker of like a direct connect to them, I think, for people from Texas. But it was a great experience. I mean, we did some snorkeling, and there's like this old sunken World War II ship off the coast of Aruba, which you go snorkel to. Basically, it's pretty
Mm,
cool. I did some jet skiing. Got to get my adrenaline in. Saw some turtles, bro. Got to see some sea turtles. No, I didn't see no chamois, bro. But it was good. It was a good trip. Recommend Aruba. The casinos are great too.
yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
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 Did pretty good.
How do
So
we
I
do?
won in craps, but Katie's
Mm,
gotten me addicted to these slots, bro. So slots is one of the worst probability games you can play in the casino. I definitely lost my hand on that one for sure. But overall, it was a good trip. Me and Katie hit some hard eights. If you know anything about craps, that's great. But yeah, fun trip. Fun trip.
so
Ready to be back.
yeah. I just remember you said, Rube, I'm gonna make all this money, 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 money,
I
money.
didn't lose a ton of money. Let me
So I
just
didn't
that's
know,
always a
you were
win.
like money, 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 money. But I guess I just it sound like a good time.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Hmm. You didn't wake up on the beach
Do it, lady.
anywhere, do it, ladies. They weren't like,
Bro,
do it,
you are way too obsessed with shit. People are
do,
not gonna understand the reference
do it,
until we start using it
do
more.
it, Dr. Martin, do it. It's your birthday. I love it. And they're like, do what? Do it.
So on this trip though, I did have a chance to start catching up a little bit on, what's going on in the world of medicine.
Mm,
And I have a lot of topics. So I'm gonna bore you to tears at some
yeah.
points, bro.
I love it,
But
dude.
we're not gonna do that. Just today's actually I came up with the highest yield, most relevant kind of article for us today, and it's not
Mm,
so. It's very readily appreciable.
mm,
Okay, like it's not deep, dry science type stuff like what I read from my CME or anything. This comes from Women's Health. And hold on, I want to reference this article from Women's Health because it's a good study. It's a good article. I can try to link it somewhere in our socials too. Excuse me. Okay. The article is actually called "Welcome to the Muscle Span Movement" and is written by Caitlin Carlson. And it dude, if there's not a more pertinent article to what we
Yeah.
target our podcast as, which is relating to women. Yeah, like I relate to it because again, I deal with female health and wellness. We talk a lot about fitness and healthcare, and this has to do with new studies coming out that basically want to reframe the discussion around how we look at health, longevity, and fitness, especially for women.
Mm.
Because for many, many years, for decades, honestly, the cultural narrative has gone around this idea of shrinking body mass through cardio, restrictive diets. But finally, we're kind of seeing actually that, and there's some other articles related to this and like post-operative care and restrictive movement too, but strength is taking the center stage finally, even in modern scientific literature, in terms of like strength training being a huge deal for actually prospective healthcare. And so what they found is that, okay, there's three big terms, right? For assessing your life length, I guess, in some way. I don't know how to put
Mm.
this. It's lifespan, right? We're all familiar with lifespan. Your lifespan is what is that, Andrew? Is that what is that? Define lifespan for me.
Well, it's just how long you're gonna live.
Bingo.
The average person lives to be how long do they say?
Now
76 years? 77?
well, actually, it keeps getting longer. Now they're predicting our cohort is easily predicted to live into their 80s as average
Wow.
lifespan, almost early 90s. Okay, the next thing they have as the next kind of terminology is what is it? Health span. I want to say it's health span.
Spam, like you eat the spam?
So health span, yeah. So what do you
Man,
think
not
health
spam.
span is?
Your health span. So I guess whatever you're doing.
How long you're in good health. So that was a term that came out, in the recent zeitgeist. It's been in the last decade or so. People talk about health span, where it's like, how long are you functionally leading a good life, right? We all know that with our older relatives, like when things start to kind of turn a corner, where they're functioning not the way they were, like that's like my late 80s grandma now, right? Like her
Mm.
health span is now that's done. She's in her lifespan and not her health span anymore,
Oh,
right?
well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there is a new term, this new term called muscle span. And it was termed by, let me see here, Gabriel Lyon, a DO. It's the way in which we support strength and healthy aging.
Yeah, we were supposed to go see her one time. Yeah.
You were supposed to see Gabriel Lyon?
Mhm. Yeah, she's the one with the tats on the arm.
Oh, is she that really like fit one too?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she's always on stage talking.
Yes, dude, she's kind of ripped actually. Okay. So she talks, it's about living as long as you can with healthy skeletal muscle. So the idea here is that like what we've seen from this idea of muscle span and what they're seeing from studies is that the better you can maintain healthy functional muscle, the more likely you are to have a predictor for having a good health span.
Yes,
So
yes.
strength is actually medicine, and lifting weights, resistance training, nursing your body, these are long-term health investments and not quick fixes. And so what you're kind of doing is building a reservoir, right? That you anticipate will be depleted or will be acted against, injured, hurt in some way in the future. Right. So, like, you have to think of it like I do think about this a lot as like a doctor, too. Like, when I hear somebody talk about, oh, my 70-year-old grandmother tripped and she broke her hip, I'm like, ooh, that's always bad, right? Like you always think like that's a major primary insult that's going to really potentially deviate this person down a poorer course for the rest of their life,
Yep.
especially in that older age.
Yep.
They can recover from it, sure, but it's a huge insult to their activity level, which is going to cause further muscle atrophy, which is going to create a downward trajectory in terms of their overall health status. Boom. Yeah. I wish I had a bomb explosion to do for you there. But that's the point, is that if you anticipate, as you should, just like with your retirement accounts, right? You plan for the future, you invest in the future because you assume you're going to live into your 60s, your 70s, your 80s. I mean, that's what retirement advisors are now recommending, is that you plan to live into your 80s. And if you don't, what happens? Then you don't have money.
Mm.
So why are you investing in your muscle mass and
Mm.
your functional muscle reservoir
Mm-hmm.
when it actively gets depleted, just like a retirement account around retirement age, right? After 40, you are not going to be on a trajectory to grow upward in muscle mass. You are actively deteriorating that muscle. So everything you do, especially before 40, is compounded in terms of like how helpful it is. But even after 40 is even more valuable to keep it on that good trajectory, so that you have that good reservoir. Because when that day comes, when that trip and fall happens to you, when that cancer diagnosis happens, when that diabetes happens, whatever, you're in a better place for your body to accept that injury, to take on that insult, and to recover to a better place
Mm-hmm.
and continue on in life in a much more functional and satisfactory and enjoyable way. So very cool, interesting article. I really repeat again, this is women's health. This is good literature. It's the biggest things we're showing that it protected against. So muscle health supports metabolic health, protects against chronic disease. It improves insulin sensitivity, and it is linked to a lower risk of frailty as we age. All those things came out of this article and study. Good things to know.
Great things to know.
So,
You need to be lifting weights.
boom, let's go. Lift it.
Lift the weights, dude. I don't know.
Lift the
So a lot
weights.
of the women too, especially with osteoporosis or osteopenia to osteoporosis, plays a huge role, especially if you're going to fall. If you fall and break your hip at 70, you definitely weren't strength training when you were 20s,
Right.
30s,
And I mean,
40s.
well, and you could
No, bro.
have, but like that the problem is it's just like smoking or anything else, right? Like I'm never going to hold it against a smoker that they smoke, but like don't not he like this is a proactive thing. Like healthcare is so much about accepting the truths of what are very chronic and subacute and subtle things that happen over your lifetime. And so creating good habits is the best way to better healthcare and better health. Like you cannot fix what you've done for 30 years of not doing in your 60s, right? Like once this information is not helpful for 60-year-olds as it is for a 30-year-old. That's not to say the 60-year-olds shouldn't pay attention to this,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep.
I'm just saying though,
It's never too late.
it's never too late, but your healthcare is an investment. I think that's, you know me, I love my investment stuff. I love
Mm-hmm.
financial stuff. I love the stock. I like this stuff. And it's a great analogy because again, investment in yourself is probably one of the most important things you can do. And yet people come in after they have, are you going to go to your financial advisor at 65 and ask them for a quick fix on why you didn't invest in your 401k for the last 20 years?
Mm.
No,
Yep.
because that was on you. Why do you go to your doctor at 55 and wonder why you're not feeling so good in your joints, but you've been a BMI of 35 to 40 for your whole life?
Oh,
Right?
hey, dude. Hey, you can't use that BMI because I'm fat, overweight according to that BMI. Okay.
Well, do you
Obese.
want to get into the history of BMI? Because it was apparently based off of like the idealized Dutch soldier weight or something from
Yep.
World War I.
Sounds
and
like we
has
need
now
to
been
update it.
analogized to everybody, right? Like BMI is actually a very misrepresentative thing of actual overall health too. Don't get me down that dark hole either.
Ooh,
I
but I
can
know
I
you
can
but
rabbit hole with it.
I know in the medical world you use it a lot.
We do, unfortunately.
Yeah, body
Unfortunately.
fat percentage is definitely gonna be the best one.
Right.
I think too with that's the big thing with people is they know what they need to do.
Right.
It's just about doing it. I
It's
mean,
about
we can
accountability.
it's accountability to doing it and
Yeah.
being consistent because people think about I just posted about this the other day. I was talking about perfectionism. Perfectionism doesn't exist with fitness. If I hear anybody one thing that really just grinds my gears is when I hear someone's like, we're doing this again in a workout. Oh, we're gonna do this again. I'm like, you did go to the bathroom today, didn't you? Again? Did you not drink your drink again, your coffee again today? But yet, if we do a barbell, whatever, a kettlebell swing, or we do something, you're like, oh, we're doing this again. I'm like,
Yeah.
gosh, it's the pet peeve of peeves.
All right, I got to remember that one for
Yeah,
whenever we
well,
work out ever again. I'm
yeah,
definitely
you say it. I'm like,
again.
move. You're out of here. Move away. Go. Move now.
Move,
But they
leave.
do, but it comes back to consistency, like what you said earlier. You have to be disciplined. You got to be consistent. You have to find what works best for you. But I think strength training is going to come down to it. And the funny thing about it is, it takes nothing against doc. I don't know if she's a doctor, Dr. Lyons or Gabrielle or whatever she is, but it takes somebody to get on stage. It's like, and that's why I don't do conferences very well. I'm not a conference guy when people go to conferences because when you finish the conference, they're like, oh man, I heard her speak. She was so motivating. She was inspiring. You know what? Here comes Monday. And it's like, turn that off. Because I don't do conferences well. I don't, because I get it. I understand what she's trying to do. And I think it's great. But for people, the society of people, what we need to talk about is the consistency of being consistent. That's all it is. Getting up
Yeah.
Monday morning or in the evening or whenever you go and strength train and just do the same thing over and 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 over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean to speak to that, Dr. Gabrielle Lyons, who is a doctor, she is a
So
DO,
she's a DO. Okay.
but she ain't gonna be there with you in the morning to wake your ass
No, she
up,
ain't
and
gonna put
neither
her.
am I, and
No,
neither are you.
exactly.
And I think that is the hardest thing for people. And I think the younger and younger generations, I mean, I'm going to plug something eventually that
Plug
I've
it.
been watching on media that I
Plug.
love lately. That I think, like, I always like to give my what I've been watching lately recommendation. And I'm going to talk about this show a little bit, but
No Love
there
Island,
is
bro.
somebody,
No,
no, Love
no.
On. That's
You'll
over.
be
That
you'll
finished
be
while I was in
doing that
Aruba.
one.
But like, I really, one of my pet peeves is when people get offended or their feelings hurt or something because like this one character this one person in this show, this reality show, is upset when people don't reach out to her when she loses someone in her family and is upset that they didn't text her and say they were thinking about her or whatever, and she's upset with them. And I'm like
Mm.
get why on like some very close level, like if Katie didn't tell me she was sad that a member of my family died, that would be a big deal.
Well, that's a bigger. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Right. But like if it's like some random like distant family member that where you don't live where they live and they didn't text you about something with you, no, like you don't get like, and what I'm getting at here is that like it's just this sensitivity
Oh yeah.
and like the idea that nothing is your own responsibility or account, like the agency we have continued to lose in modern culture of like how it's on you. Like, stop externalizing all your problems to somebody else. It's this victimization culture. Like, everything is not the world against you, it is you. And that, like, I take my own accountability for that for sometimes. And I love my wife and the people around me who do hold me to account
Oh yeah.
because we're all guilty of it to some level.
Yeah.
But like the culture now is out of control in terms of the ability to just project your failures as the world's fault and not your own.
Yep. Or it's
And
my parents' fault.
right, right.
It's their fault. It's my friends.
And You know what? One of the best things that you can do in life is fail.
Absolutely.
And I like that that's probably one of the biggest issues I find with this complete like mutation of how we perceive failures and problems in life, because failures are what have made some of the most successful people that we've celebrated in our society.
Mhm.
I mean, it's what makes successful entrepreneurs at the end of the day. Like, we have already gone through failures in this podcast, and I've actually read about this too because it's one of the biggest problems doctors have with being entrepreneurs in and of themselves, because doctors are perfectionists. And you
Yeah.
were just talking about perfectionism in general, right? And they don't like not doing everything perfect. It's just like inherent in what we do, right?
Which is
But
good,
like,
which is
right,
good.
it's good for what we do as a
If you
discipline.
if you're operating on me, bro, I
You're
want you
just
to be
gonna,
the
yeah, I
most
want you to be
perfect.
perfect. I want you to be perfect, right? And I get that. But outside of surgery, outside of making sure you're not making medical errors to be perfect, failures can be and failures in medicine actually can be a very valuable thing. If you're not striving to be a better physician, a better healthcare provider every day, you're a failure to me. Like, honestly, again, I think that's a failure.
Yeah.
So you just failed the biggest test in the world to me, which is that you're not keeping up. Like that's like those dinosaur type 85-year-old doctors are like, well, back when I practiced in the 50s, we placed our own epidurals. I'm like, that's great, dude, but I'm gonna
Good
let the
job, Carl.
anesthesiologist.
Get out of
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
Carl.
Carl. Who's Carl?
I don't know, dude. I just feel like sometimes when,
Freaking
like Carol
Carl.
and Carl, get
Oh,
out of here,
Carol.
Carol. Do you know anybody?
Karen.
Hopefully you don't know. Oh,
Dr.
Karen. Get out of here,
Karen,
Karen.
bro. Get out of here, Karen, Carl.
Karen and Carl. Leave.
Okay. Where was I going next with this? Let's move on to,
Yeah.
man, do I really want to go here yet? I think we keep it deep for a second.
Oh, you're still going deep.
I wish
I
we
like
had
that.
little sound cues for the different segments of it. Beep, 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 beep. Hold on. Let's see what kind of do we. I think cheer is what I deserve every time we do the philosophical corner.
Mhm. He needs it. You better give it
Okay,
to him. He
thank you
needs
very
that.
much, guys.
He
Thank
needs
you,
that.
thank you. Oh, is it still going?
Hey, dude.
Oh,
Wow. I
we
guess
get an encore.
Dr.
You're
Martin
welcome,
received the
Mark. You're
Nobel
welcome.
Prize for
Okay, okay,
narcissism or something. I don't know. I think you. Oh, sorry about that. You're back.
okay, okay. Okay.
Let's get you got that one
Yeah.
person in the back that's still clapping. You're like, gosh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, philosophy corner with Dr. Martin, PhD, not MD. All right, I
Wait a
got
minute.
my honorary PhD from
You have a
DeVry
PhD?
University. Where do you think we get our philosophy from today? You know, I love Marcus Aurelius, but
Yeah, and
where do you think I'm gonna
Aristotle.
pull? I'm not Aristotle. Is that your guess?
Uh
Final
huh.
answer?
I'm gonna go Aristotle, probably TikTok or Gary
TikTok.
Vanderchuck or
Gary Vanderchuck,
yeah, Brad Gary V. Who else?
Jack Handy or something,
Yep.
maybe. Yeah. Huh.
Jake Paul. Probably get some from Jake
Maybe
Paul or
Yogi
somebody.
Berra. It is
Yogi
what it
Berra.
is, you
You're
know.
gonna go Yogi on us?
No, no.
People don't
You
even know
know
who
what I'm gonna
Yogi
go
is
with for
anymore.
today?
I always think it's funny when people like are doing so they're announcing the basketball game or they're announcing baseball game and somebody brings up like somebody from the 70s. Let's just say I get it that we're probably watching, but maybe someone in their 60s, 70s would know who that is, but
Yeah.
everybody that's watching now probably in their 20s are like who the heck is Mike
Who's
Piazza
Babe
from the
Ruth?
90s, bro? Who's
Oh,
Mike
Mike
Piazza, right?
Piazza. Yeah, yeah.
You know, who's that? Like we know who that is, but like okay, who the heck is I said something to some kid the other day and we were watching a baseball game. We were doing something, and we are talking about his kid. And I was like, dude, he's coming in to save the game, and he's the next John Rocker. But nobody knows who John Rocker is.
Oh, dude,
Remember
but
John
if you do,
Rocker?
you do, though,
Yeah, right.
dude. John
He was
Rocker in the
unbelievable.
subway comments, bro.
But he was okay. So yes, I was talking more baseball. Like he was an amazing closer,
But he
but then
wasn't the best
he
closer,
wasn't
bro.
the
Like, you're
best
talking about
one.
Billy Wagner, bro, or some of like the best.
Billy Wagner was good, but John Rocker was like he'd come in there all pumped up, ready to go, and but nobody knows who he is unless unless you know him from
Yeah.
our anywho.
Well, I
But
mean, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know, man. We're becoming older. The references, it's weird sometimes to say things and like people are like, "Who?" And you're
what
like, oh,
is
"Yeah,
it?
what's that show?"
You're my boy Blue. Wait,
Yeah,
what? What did you
yeah. What does
say?
that mean?
What does that mean? What is
Yeah.
that from? You're stupid. And I'm like, what? You for reals? You didn't? Okay, cool.
Okay,
All right.
okay,
Old
but
school.
not no Yogi.
Who do you got? Who is it?
Winnie.
Winnie the Pooh? Oh, you
Yeah,
would.
dude.
Nobody even knows who Winnie the Pooh is.
Everybody. So that's why I like things like Winnie the Pooh
Where's my 4-year-old?
because
Let's see if she knows who Winnie the Pooh is.
did you never introduced her to Winnie the Pooh?
He's a fat, overweight, doesn't eats honey bear, lazy as can be. Like what the heck?
So first off, do
Oh,
you
here we
know
go.
who the actual real protagonist of Winnie the Pooh, the actual book was?
Isn't it him or
It
is
was
it
a
Eeyore?
boy. It was a boy,
It was what's his name? Oh gosh, I've watched the movie before.
Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin.
And do you understand the premise of Winnie the Pooh?
Isn't he like depressed or something? Or
He's
he's like
not
his parents, somebody
depressed.
died or something? Isn't he
No,
like
so look,
suicidal? Isn't it something like
again,
that?
what you have to understand, because again,
It's
as a
very sad,
kid,
but
yeah, as a kid, you grow up thinking Winnie the Pooh is just Winnie the Pooh and he plays with a boy. And you don't really understand until you read the book and understand the historical premise of it, that it's like
grief and something else and
well, it's
pain.
almost like Toy Story. Okay, let's not get too deep on the
Toy
actual
Story's like that
metaphors.
too? It's like that as
Well,
well?
I'm just saying the Winnie the Pooh is a toy. Winnie the Pooh is not an
He's a
actual
toy? I
bear.
thought it was an actual
No,
bear.
these are all no, these are
See,
all
you
Christopher
when are you
Robin's
watching Winnie the
toys.
Pooh? Are you
So look,
oh gosh.
okay, to
Let's hear
boil it
it.
down,
Let's hear it.
the whole point of Winnie the Pooh was that this boy was spending time with his toys, and he would go into the enchanted forest and these toys would come alive. And at the end of Winnie the Pooh, the book, he goes and talks to his toys and tells them how he won't be able to spend as much time with them anymore because he's going back to school.
Gosh.
It Oh, the end of the book. So I was reading about this because I follow a lot of inspo blogs and stuff like that. And so I went and found the book and read the end of the book. And at the end of the book, it talks about no matter where he goes in the enchanted forest, a boy and his bear will forever be playing. And I think so. Here's the thing.
Okay, keep going.
That's like one of my favorite points to make is that I think we always have to keep prioritizing what's important. And I think as doctors, especially, but I think in general in life, we're always trying to like validate ourselves or like,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Like when you work hard, when we're doing like, especially doctors, again, like you're trying to validate your existence. You're trying to find meaning in your life. And like the most important thing you can do a lot of time, like you sacrifice your joy, your playfulness, your innocence in some ways to be this serious doctor or be this hardworking professional. And I think you have to understand again what was trying to be portrayed and put across by the meaning of this book at the end by saying that forever this boy and his bear would be playing is that that's what echoes through the rest of your life and carries forward. That's what's meaningful. That's what you'll. Well, I'm. Don't awe me.
no, no,
I hate when people. You know what
oh,
I mean? But like that. That's the point. Is that you should not forsake those things. Again, it's the idea of remembering what's important. Remembering that on your deathbed, nobody said I should have spent that extra weekend in at work or whatever else. Like it's just this element of like I think it's a more proactive look at it
mm,
though, because I think we
mhm.
all can say, "Oh, family's important. I do whatever I can for my family, or I try to cherish
Yeah.
my family." if you forget that, like, if you hear this recommendation, this kind of philosophy earlier in life, you can remember to not let it consume you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Does it? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
want to make
just okay, so I love your heart. You have a big heart and the things that you do. I just think you just so if we were to compare me and you,
Mhm.
okay, we looked at me and you. Your heart is just really big and you're just a little more sensitive compared
Mhm.
to me.
Mhm.
So you're a little more deep, you're just a little bit kind of wear your emotions on your sleeves.
Mhm.
And I just think it's a bear. But you think but but you're like, "Oh, let's go frolic through the woods still, little tiny bear." And I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, but I'm
I
also
get
like,
what you're saying, I guess, too. I mean, like, I
yeah.
know I have plenty of friends like what you're saying.
But I know who you are as a person and you're very caring. You do love people and you do love your job and you do love your family and you do love doing things. And you're just a little more sensitive than I.
Well,
It's
and you know what's
okay.
funny too? Well, so to speak to that some, like, I've seen stuff on kind of like consultation websites and services about doing what we're doing now. Like, I read a lot on Doximity and Medscape and all these different sites that talk about doing healthcare related media
Mm.
and balancing the exposure of what you put out there as a physician. And I find that very problematic that we're even having to talk about that because, like, I know I would be on the end of the spectrum where they're like, again, it's like this idea of risking your professionalism. And I find that so problematic that I can't, that there's stuff out there to say I shouldn't expose myself as a person, if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
I, to me,
Humanize.
right.
Yeah.
I am a freaking person. And
You
again,
are
I'm
a
trying to be
person.
better about like not being profane on this as much too. It's like, but that's what's so weird to me about this is like this concept. I get in a professional setting, I shouldn't be dropping F bombs left and right. And like when I'm seeing a new patient,
But y'all
but
do.
like, again, I'm a person, and my like the idea that you have to accept that I would be that way in anywhere other than a professional setting is kind of weird too to me. That like,
You have to change. You gotta be
right, you
different
put these
people. Yeah.
masks on and
Yeah.
these personas, and I got to tell you, the kind of patients I've enjoyed taking care of the most understood the idea that that is clearly not what, like, that's the reality we live in. That like that we can take down a few of these barriers and we can actually be people with each other, and you know that I know what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
And I don't want you to just take that at face value. Look at my resume, look at what people have said about me. I want your friend referral page,
Yeah.
like I want those people to come in because they have heard from other people, this guy did all this stuff. They know that the proof's in the pudding, that I can take care of them and do what I need to do. But other than that, like, do I need to act like a stodgy, stuck up a hole?
No.
Basically, no. I think you'd appreciate it more that I act like somebody that you could live across the street from and doesn't have judgments or pretenses about how they take
Right.
care of people.
Right. In a gated community, exactly.
So again, it's why you got me wearing a beer t-shirt right now on a podcast and talking about life as opposed to trying to make these like 5-minute viral educational videos where you get really no insight into who I am as a person. And I'm not going to do that. Like, yeah,
Mm.
we might make little clips and stuff and educational help and content and stuff like that. But like, I just refuse to not do this kind of like more insightful, personalized way of us doing media too.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have
I'm just not going there.
your lab coat on and you got your little stick and you're like, "Listen here, this is the woman's this area here. If you do
What is this
something
woman's
like
area here?
this and if you lunge this way, you may pull the pubic
Oh,
region of
the
the
pubic
here.
region of
Yeah,
the what area?
of the area,
Of the area.
the area. You know more
The
about the
area.
area." But it is true. Even as I've gotten older too, even in my profession, people know. I've started going like, who cares? I don't care what you think of. You're either gonna like me or you're not gonna like me.
Right.
But I also know in your area, you can't really do that because you, as a physician, you guys are very pristine. You're looked at as, like we said, perfectionism. You're there to solve the problem. I'm like, dude, if you don't want me to solve your problem, you can leave. You necessarily can't do that because it goes, maybe now that you're in your own practice, you can do
Well,
more
and
like
I'm gonna
that,
get
more
to that. I got
selective.
some good media to
Yeah.
share on that today for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't do that when you're working for, like, technically working for a company. Yeah. I still have to watch what I say, but I'm still at that point where I go, I don't care. I'm going to
Yeah.
say whatever I want to say.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Mm, So I'm gonna share a screen. I want to move on to our next topic. We're going
Yeah.
sports now for a little
Ooh.
bit before we
Ooh.
circle back to we're
My
gonna do a little
favorite.
screen share
Oh, did
set.
you
This
see
is
the
our
hat I'm wearing
last
today? Did you
segment,
see?
but it's our major
I don't know if you saw my
screen
hat
share
today.
segment. We got
I don't know if you
Notre
saw my
Dame.
hat.
Oh, they're so
Oh,
good
did
at
you
everything.
remember last year when they beat the Texas
Oh,
A&M? I don't know
that's
if you
coming
want
up again, by the way. I
to.
don't know if I'd be talking a lot of shit right now, dude. You got like a
Right here, dude.
month left on that one. Okay. Damn it, I just minimized the screen on our there we go. Okay. Here we go. I
What we
want to
got?
share
What
this
is
real
this?
quick.
Make it bigger. I can't. Okay.
There we go. Are we ready? Hold on, I'm gonna make this full
Yeah,
size.
that's what we want right there. Make it full size. I like that. Hurling.
Well, my freaking video, hold on.
Yeah, your video's off. Let me talk about this real quick. Let
Let's
me.
talk about it.
I understand that you like sports that people don't really want to watch, but
Wrong way.
you know,
Oh my god. What that's that's a cool sport.
I don't know, dude. It's just like pickleball. I feel like people were like pickleball. They're like, yeah. I think what has happened with this generation is they get so caught up with different things. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna do this for a while. It's the coolest thing, and then they're like, oh, I want to do it.
I kind of like I have not done pickleball yet, but I'm kind of interested in pickleball still.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You haven't even done it yet. It's been, it's never. It's just like soccer.
It's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna
It's
happen.
because Abilene just doesn't have like the infrastructure for it. Like I'm going to a bigger place
But
where
yeah,
there's
okay,
gonna
there,
be
big city boy.
a big city
I'm going.
boy.
I'm gonna go to the Metroplex and start my life without you, country folk.
That's not true. That's not what I'm
That's what he
saying.
just said. I said it for
I
him. He
didn't
did.
say it. I
He's like, "See
didn't
you
say
boys
it.
later. I'm headed up there to the big city."
I think hurling's very interesting
Okay.
because I think it's like lacrosse like, but still combines some like more like soccer elements. But then you got like the field goal type of rugby football thing. I
Nah,
think the Irish are the best at coming up with sports out of anybody, dude. They got that
I do
like
like the
road
Irish, the
bowling game.
Fighting Irish
Not
of Notre
the
Dame.
fighting Irish are fake. The Irish are a real thing. Okay, enough of your ridiculous allegiance. Next thing I've got.
I pledge allegiance.
Oh my gosh. Should we go more sports?
Yeah,
Like, I have a
I
few things
thought
on
you said
sports.
I thought you
Okay,
said
okay. Well, let's start with sports then. I have well, okay. Let's just talk about something real quick. Actually, tell me what your thoughts are on um, the WNBA. And
are you talking about the Shane Gillis joke whenever he at the ESPYs? Did you see that? Did you see him?
mm-mm.
So
What did he
he
say?
was the host of the ESPYs. So he's like, okay, so you know how when they're like, welcome, so and so's here, so the audience claps.
With the like, that's my friend's
That's like,
wife, not the
yeah,
not the extra MVP. Yeah, honestly, he got me, and I was like,
dude,
wait, who is that
dude,
in
that's
person?
good.
Okay,
That's pretty good. That was
yes,
good. That was the only joke. I'm not a big Shane Gillis fan, but that was the only joke. I know you are because you're a gadoosh. But anyways, Baba Gadoosh. So when he said that, he had me. I was laughing pretty hard on that one.
he didn't have you at the Aaron Rodgers thing where he said he knew it would be bad for his future and his health,
So
and
you
then
went
he went to the gym.
the Jets. Yeah, those are all good. Yeah, that's funny. I guess whenever you attack somebody or you go after something that's like that, it's pretty funny. But the other stuff, I don't like how you attack somebody
Yeah,
else. Though I appreciate
political,
it.
political.
Political. If it does the political stuff.
No, I'm talking about how all the WNBA players at the All Star game
Weren't they wearing a
wore
shirt?
shirts
Been paid?
that said, "Pay us what
Okay.
you owe us."
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
I like just instant viral sorry, not viral, guttural reaction out of me. And I
I
even think Dave
yeah.
Portnoy made a long video on this, and I was surprised at his reaction. But like, let me hear what your thoughts.
So my thoughts on the WNBA is this: I don't mind it. I'll watch the WNBA only because of
Can I just interrupt with one thing? Do you know
yeah,
what the projected income per team this next year is going to be?
like how much money they're going to be bringing in each team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it. I think they're losing money, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
What
Minus
is
$40 million.
yeah, yeah. So each team because the NBA helps them. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark, yeah.
Subsidized league and players.
So
Right.
Caitlin Clark has definitely helped.
Mm-hmm.
They're even though they're going to wear the shirt, it always makes them look foolish to me
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, hey, we're lesser than, so we should be more than. When I think they should just play basketball, lower the rim to 9 feet, like Shaquille O'Neal said, and let them dunk. How cool would it be to see a woman dunk and jam at home? I'd want to watch
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that's my only take on it is that I feel like it does diminish them and it makes them look lower. It's like, hey, I'm a woman. Why not like because I have never ever felt and I was talking to my wife about this the other night. I've never been like one to be like, oh, women are lesser than men. Like I
No.
was never raised like that. I was never
I
around
mean,
that.
give me a break. Like, I was actually like, yeah, my mom was like a friggin' glass
Yeah.
ceiling breaker in law, and so like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so she was one of the like she's a top dog, you know what I mean?
right.
So to me, that's what I've always thought. My grandmother was a top dog. My mom was too. Like I never thought of women as being lower. So whenever I see that, I'm like, they're women playing a sport that is they're really good at it. I
Right.
enjoy watching them. Like there's no reason to do that.
And actually, I mean, again, I think that's what's so you're right. It's kind of weird because I think there is this problem of like not realizing that by lowering it to 9 feet, you would almost say some people would start arguing, oh, well, you're treating them like they can't do what they
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 can't.
can't.
They
They're
can't
not
jump as high as a guy.
biologically set up to play
Yeah.
that game the way it was structured.
No.
And so then if you alter the game parameters to fit their biological
Yeah.
restrictions and upper limits, you're creating a game that might be more entertaining, that people may be more willing to watch,
Yeah.
and that fits their biologic restrictions more likely.
Yeah.
Um, and so again, you're not being discriminatory.
I don't think
You
so.
are actually being promotive of their sport in a way to
Yeah.
allow them to succeed in that parameter feel better.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it even goes back to like, why do we have softball
Yeah.
versus
Although
baseball?
I gotta tell you, I love a good softball game.
I do
I don't even
too.
like
It's
I think
amazing to me.
softball might be more entertaining to me. Like the World Series of softball,
Was
I'll watch
awesome.
that.
I did too,
I have not
but
watched any
again,
baseball.
It goes back to, like, I bet okay, and I don't know this, but I bet they made softball, and a guy was like, "You know what? A woman isn't strong enough to throw it overhand. They won't be able to see the ball, and they'll have to toss it underhand." But in basketball, it's the same thing. Like, I guarantee it back I always ask the question, like, when someone's over 6 years old, "Did you play half court basketball?" Because back in those days, women played half court basketball,
Yeah.
but they never adjusted the game
All right.
for them. Like, I don't know if they shot on 10 feet. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I think we have to get over the fact that women aren't like men and they can't jump as high. Maybe there's one
Right.
woman out there that can, but that one woman, we need 10 people on the court.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point is like again, this goes back to this cultural problem of like just a lack of understanding that we cannot accommodate everybody if they want to decide it's they're the victim of this,
Yeah.
right? Like, and that's what's so stupid is like ultimately it's a game with the set rules, and if you're not the best at it, I'm sorry you're not. But like
Yeah.
you should just set the rules to be a better sport, a better entity in and of itself. Whether that excludes someone or not necessarily doesn't really matter. Or what, like the point is for the sport to be entertaining, to be enjoyable.
They don't want to make money, dude. They ain't making
Yeah,
money. So guess what we
yeah,
got to do? We got to make some money. Those owners are going to get mad. The NBA owners,
yeah.
everybody.
But I just think it's insane to me that you would have players sitting there saying pay us what you owe us, and that, like, to me I'd be like, okay, well, so we've done some accounting and actually
Actually,
99% of you owe us money
you're
now
going to yeah.
because you're on loan basically from the NBA to even be playing under these media rights and everything. They should make more money. Again, what I think Dave Portnoy and some of these other people were saying was like essentially, the contracts are the upper limit. Do you know what the upper limit of like what Caitlin Clark or anybody could make? It's
120,
200,
2
250.
250.
You can't say maxing out Caitlin Clark at 250 a year is fair to her. Like
No, she needs to be
that's
making in the
BS.
million. She brings in
I
a
mean,
lot of money.
yeah, the CBA that they're proposing is a million a year for the top end contracts, and I think that's fair. I mean, like, I think that's ridiculous because the new media contracts they should be making more money. Like, they should be able to pull in more going forward. It's not all Caitlin Clark, as Portnoy and some other media kind of influencers have pointed out. Like, she's the match that lit the fuse of
Right.
where this is headed lately, but there is more media interest, there is more national interest in this sport again, in this league. But again, you to say that all you guys pay us what you owe us, nobody owes y'all anything.
And
Like,
yeah. You also got to think
I
about it.
don't wear a shirt like that feeling like I'm underpaid ever either.
Yeah.
Or does anybody else? And I just feel like that's such a platformization of like, this is not a real argument. And it looks like you're, I don't know, like not pandering, but like just stop. Like, stop.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I just yeah, you have to adjust the game to them, and I mean, I think it even goes you look at softball, softball's gotten a lot more popular, and I always use
Hmm.
softball just because it has, and they've stayed in their lane, and but they're not like, "I think we need to get paid as much
Right.
as
We need more
real
pay. Yeah.
money," but they're gonna have to figure it out. I think they're gonna have to figure out what WNBA, if not, they're gonna lose. People are gonna get mad. They're not gonna wanna
Yeah.
watch anymore if they see that. They're like,
Yeah.
"Dude,
I
I just
mean,
wanna
like, remember
see."
what happened with the NFL, dude, after the whole
Yeah,
freaking,
dude, it went down. It
the
went down, and then
49ers thing
finally
and
that
the
one dude's
kneeling.
like, "You know what? I guess I'll watch the Cowboys again, after
Old
everybody kneeling
Kaepernick,
for so
dude.
long, and,
Yeah.
I'm never buying Nike because old Colin Kaepernick, but I
Hmm.
guess I'll buy a pair of shorts now." It always goes back to always dumb, just I don't know.
Okay. And here we go. I always like to integrate some
Favorite
kind of
stadium is
tech thing about sports into this, and I can't wait to show you this because you love your Cowboys and all the
Oh, I
cool.
do.
Here we
Greatest
go. Here
franchise in
is
the
the
world.
investment level that soccer or the
But
real
nobody
football
cares.
teams go into.
So high tech. It makes the American fields being used for the Club World Cup right now look like a joke. See, at the Club World Cup happening in the US currently, there's been a lot of complaints from players on the quality of the fields. Now, FIFA requires that all of their games are played on grass, not turf, but only about half of NFL stadiums actually use grass. So stadiums like MetLife in New Jersey, who are hosting the semis and the finals of the Club World Cup this summer, and next summer are hosting the World Cup final, have temporarily installed natural grass from a local farm. But it just hasn't been good enough. And to get an idea of just how much top European football clubs invest in making sure their fields are as great as possible, all you have to do is look at Real Madrid Santiago Bernabeu. See, Madrid has a retractable field, so when it's not game day, the field actually sits 100 feet below the ground. And down there, Madrid has the best irrigation systems money can buy, air conditioning,
at how their
and
field is
UV light
preserved,
therapy to
dude.
make sure the grass stays
that's
perfect.
cool.
This is not only to increase the quality of play, but also to reduce injuries. The best tech in the NFL comes from teams like the Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders, but their fields don't go underground. They just go outside for natural light. And when Arizona
I didn't see this part of the video. They
the
rotate
field
them
was
out
described
in the NFL,
as a slip and slide. Now,
isn't this crazy? Is that
Well,
not like how, man?
Okay,
the world
so
we live in.
here's my argument, bro. Here's my argument.
Okay.
So it's soccer. The longevity of a soccer player is a lot longer than the longevity of a football player.
Mm-hmm.
And these owners, they know they can get how many guys can you get to play football? You can get as many as you want, right? And over time. Soccer players, how many Real Madrid kids, how many what's his name? What's the guy's Ronaldos are there in the world, bro? How many Ronaldos do you have? Zero.
How many
You got one, bro. One.
How many Ronaldos?
I'm talking about Cristiano, that type of player. How many do you have in the world?
What?
Yeah, in the world that we know of, bro.
Now.
That we know of, though.
That we know of?
That Americans we can actually name.
Okay, like 3.
We can. Okay, who are they?
Messi.
Okay, great. So they've all played for that place. Yeah, they're paying them how much money, bro? How much money? Exactly one. But they're paying them how much money?
Pogba isn't Pogba.
See, you don't even know. So
Yeah,
David Beckham, he's not playing anymore, bro. David Beckham's not playing anymore. But with the field, that field, right? They invested how much money in these guys? Like if anybody gets hurt on that field because they twist their ankle or that knee, bye.
And they're worth more money than any freaking. Let me tell you, any crappy Dallas quarter.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. But you have to think about the investment that's made, that the investments made on those kids, on those guys versus an NFL player is completely different. And you know that. They make way more money over their lifetime than any Dak Prescott could ever make.
And the Dak Prescott.
The greatest quarterback we've ever seen.
All right.
I like that. That's cool.
I like that. That's good. Okay. Now we're going to go into a few medical things before we round out the show, because I had some good, funny stuff in the last few weeks I've been sitting around too. We got so much more content for the next few weeks. I'm really excited to share with you all, but let's hit some good high point stuff right now for me. This one is amazing. I don't know how many people ever watched. Oh, what is this show?
Scrubs.
Why am I having struggle with it right now? Help me here.
Scrubs? Is it Scrubs?
No, bro. It's Arrested Development. There it is. Arrested Development.
Great.
If you watched Arrested Development back in the day, it was so good.
How's my son?
He's going to be all right.
Oh,
thank God.
Finally, some good news.
There's no other way to take that.
That's a great attitude. I gotta tell you, if I was getting this news, I don't know that I'd take it this well.
But you said he was all right.
Yes, he's lost his left hand, so he's going to be all right.
You son of a bitch! I hate this doctor!
I'm sorry to say this, but it's too late for me to do anything for your son. Let him keep talking, because Dr. Stein here has already been assigned to his case.
Oh, this guy again.
How is he, doctor? It looks like he's dead.
Oh, my God!
Oh, little guy. The tears aren't coming. The tears just aren't coming. Just to be clear, it looks like he's dead or he is dead. It just looks like he's dead. He's got blue paint on him or something. But he's going to be fine. What is wrong with you?
That's good, dude. That's pretty funny.
Right? Those are good. Okay.
That's a good one to.
Okay. All right.
That's a good one.
So I got some more.
You got some.
So you were talking about me making my change from, going to private healthcare, dude. So let's talk about, here's when I saw it spoke to me.
Nice truck, boss. If you work hard, do overtime, and come in on weekends, next year I'll buy myself an even better one.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
good.
if there is something that speaks to, I'm not.
I think
gonna
that actually
put
happened
words
in it.
to
I can't say
I
much about
think
it.
it fucking did, honestly. All
That's
right, I
good.
don't want to say too much other than that.
Yeah, don't say too much.
But yes, 100%. That's why some of the reasons I've made in my
Awesome,
employment
dude. That's
change.
pretty funny.
Okay, and then finally, which I mean, so I just think this one's funny because this is like probably my birth plan. Again, I love birth plans, but like, look at this birth plan, dude. Like, do you have a birth plan? 1, get to the hospital. 2, get the epidural ASAP. 3, have a baby. 4, eat a Jersey Mike sandwich. And 5, go home.
For a woman or a guy?
Well, it's for a woman, dude. But like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, this is a blogger or something named Mommy in the Making.
This is you whenever you're doing this.
This is what I would want if I
you.
were a woman and they asked me if I had a birth plan. This would be my birth plan.
Nice.
I am all about the natural kind of birth plans and everything else, and cool with that. But like, again, I just think that one spoke to me, and I was like, yeah, that would be my birth
If
plan.
you were a
That's my
woman, I
wife's
like
birth
that.
plan, dude. Except
There
I
you
don't
go.
know. I think she would rather probably no. My wife, you replace eat a Jersey Mike sandwich with eat a. It's definitely Taco Bell, and she'd want either a cheesy gordita crunch or a freaking bean and cheese burrito.
Nice. I like that.
Hey, Doc.
Okay. And then what I want to speak to a little bit with just one other video, and we'll get into more in subsequent weeks, is something I noticed with this. I'm just going to share this. I want to hear reactions to this. Okay. Like, here we go.
What did moms across America find after testing Chick-fil-A sandwiches?
We found an aviary contraceptive in them, carbazine, in Chick-fil-A sandwiches. And so we are extremely concerned about people who have been eating Chick-fil-A because we know it's quite addictive.
So not only aviary contraceptives in there, but they just brought back antibiotic chicken.
So after we put out that information that we found an aviary contraceptive, they took away the phrase that they have, which is no antibiotics ever. They took it down off their website and they put up no antibiotics important for human health.
What did moms across America find after testing Chick-fil-A
Can I just say something
sandwiches?
real quick to this?
We found.
Can I say something about?
I want you. Who gives an F? Like, as a doctor. Okay, you react. React for me.
So tell me what's a aviary contraceptive?
It's like, again,
is that a birth control or something?
Nicarbazine. I haven't even gone into looking into this more than looking up what nicarbazine is yet. But like,
did they find like a tampon in there or something?
No, dude. But again, like, some of the best, it's always, what TikTok is good for is sometimes the fact that the comments are almost better than the video themselves. And like, one of the first comments is like, we looked into fast food and found out that it was unhealthy. And it's like,
well, yeah, dude.
Right.
The thing with Chick-fil-A, I've always told everybody, I have a thing against Chick-fil-A because I understand it's delicious. I get it. But you have to realize that it's fast food. But because they're closed on Sunday, everyone thinks like, oh, it's the Lord's food,
Yeah, and they're fried.
They're doing it and they're
doing it in peanut oil.
Yeah,
and some people won't go to Chick-fil-A.
You can't even see what's going on.
Kind of like more right leaning or whatever.
Yeah, you can't even see what's going on behind Chick-fil-A. They have the door, they have the wall.
I just have a problem in general with the idea that like our world is now set up with all of these mass product. Like, how do you feed the billions? How do you set up a society and create industrial regulation and safety regulation and inspection and oversight and not expect that for mass production and food outbreaks not to occur, that certain allowances have to happen in terms of what you domesticate your livestock with and vaccinate them with, and doing these incredibly vast and immense operations, and then expect when you do that to not have to inoculate them against diseases and put chemicals into them to create that supply and output safely. And then you want to sit there and act like it's a problem, that it's not natural. So again, to me as a doctor, I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, yeah, would I prefer that my chicken from Chick-fil-A didn't have these things in it? Yes. But what are we doing? Like, why are we testing it for avian? Like,
it's
just
fast food.
You went and bought that, and you accepted that, and you participate in this society and this whole like industrial complex that we live in. Otherwise, the only solution to the problem that you just created, have a chicken coop at home. Like, that is literally it. And then guess what you got to do? You got to slaughter your own chickens. You got to clean your own chickens. You got to cut your own chickens up.
You got to step on some
fry
poop.
your own chickens. And hopefully you're making your own oil, because again, that's got to be made by somebody too, right? So like, again, this is such a problematic way of like trying to invest help in like healthcare and recommendations about diet and everything. I'm just like, accept it for what it is, or like move on. Fix it yourself. I don't know. Like,
I love it.
To me, I just wanted to kind of bring that one up, because I kind of thought that I want to speak to that more, because I think that's a very systematic problem in the way we view. I mean, and again, this is fear mongering. I don't like this kind of stuff on
He
social
doesn't
media.
like it.
It's like it's the old 7:00 news on Friday night. Well, people are dying in the streets, right? They run that story versus the feel good stuff, and like, this is not helpful. What are you supposed to do with this information?
I don't know, dude. It makes me want to go get a Chick-fil-A.
Right. Like, all I want to do is go eat Chick-fil-A at the end of the day. Like, all you're doing is make me think about Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
I
love it.
Stupid. I think it's stupid. I think it's a problem. And I think that's what people respond to the most, unfortunately, because it's very visceral. Oh my God, I'm eating aviary contraceptive. That sounds terrible for me. Yeah. There's a lot of other things you're also doing terrible for yourself that you knowingly do too. So why bother even spending an ounce of your time worrying about it? Okay. There's plenty more to get to, but we have so much more time to do it in subsequent weeks. Is there anything else you have for listeners today, bro?
No, that's it, dude. I'm done.
Well, what I have for you is a shot glass.
Yeah. That's all I wanted.
T-shirt. I got the matching one, dude. I think
you bought me a shirt?
Can we? Yes. So next.
You're so sweet.
Matching T-shirts, bro.
Well, Katie, thank you.
Matching T-shirt. I bought all this stuff for you, dude.
I'm sure she had.
I love you, bro.
I appreciate it, dude. I love you too, but I appreciate that. I didn't get you anything, so I haven't gone anywhere.
That's okay. If it was going to be anything, you can get me some bullshit ass Notre Dame stuff.
I would.
I don't want it any.
Yeah, you'd be wearing that.
And yeah, I'll talk to you later outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see each other this week. I'll be around. And to our listeners, this will be out early this week, and then we will see you again. We'll be back on schedule, I think, pretty regularly, back on our Sunday night frame every week for the foreseeable future. In the next month or so, we should be having Katie on the podcast soon enough. All her new materials were ordered during Prime Day to set her up for her own little studio and recording setup. So that's in the future too. I'm looking forward to that. Always remember, please click like, subscribe, join our YouTube, join our Spotify, join our TikTok, our Instagram.
Join our cult.
Come and join us, see us, talk to us, comment. Okay, we love you all. We love to hear feedback. And from the Muscles and Malpractice family, have Have a good week. Take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.